campaign trail, what presidential hopeful Donald Trump told an eager crowd in Springfield tonight.
Get out of here!
Plus, day one of medical marijuana in the state, why one patient says it's still a hassle. And a reversal from the governor on child care. Hear from those who say it had to happen.
As well as the government student.
We have some thunderstorms back in our forecast. I'll let you know when they show up and how strong they could be. The news in HD starts now.
Central Illinois' most watched newscast. WAND News at 10.
Thanks for being with us tonight. We have a special guest with us this week. Most of you probably recognize Decatur's mayor and former WAND anchor Julie Moore, who was at this desk, well, similar one, from 1986 to 1997. Welcome back, Julie.
You work pretty late, Sean.
I do work pretty late, but you know, I must credit you with sort of being my mentor at the time when I assumed the desk in 96.
Well, you were a natural, a young pup that came to us from radio. We stole you away, and you've done a great job ever since.
Well, I tell you, you're no stranger to TV, certainly, since you left the anchor desk with your role in the Chamber of Commerce, and then, of course, with Decatur Memorial Hospital, and now congratulations on your mayoral duties as well.
Well, thank you very much. I've been having a lot of fun. I've been mayor for 3 months now, so I've been out and about doing a lot of things, and people have been so gracious and so kind. It's just been wonderful.
Well, we're going to test if, you know, it's kind of like riding a bicycle. 18 years since you've read the news, so...
Let's not telling the age up here.
But let's get to the news of the night. The Prairie Capital Convention Center in Springfield saw the biggest crowd, according to its management, in history tonight. GOP presidential hopeful Donald Trump fired up his supporters in a campaign stop, and his slogan, "Make America Great Again."
WAND's Marianne Manco joins us now live with how Trump says he plans to do that. Hi, Marianne.
Hi, Julie. I'll tell you, Trump started off pretty lighthearted tonight. He came out talking to the crowd, bragging about his record ratings on Saturday Night Live, and of course taking the usual pot shots at his opponents. But his biggest message tonight really was around why America is no longer great. He says that's because we negotiate lousy deals with foreign countries that in no way benefit Americans. He cited our trade deals with China as a perfect example.
China, what they've done to us, is the greatest theft in the history of the world. It's true. They've taken our jobs, they've taken our money, they've taken our base, they've taken our spirit.
He also criticized Obama's deal with Iran, saying that we're giving $150 billion to a country that houses terrorists who clearly want to kill us, and then we trust that Iran is going to police itself and not build nuclear weapons. Trump said politicians are the worst negotiators because they really don't care about you and me. He said they care about themselves. They care about being reelected. They care about what their super PACs and their special interest groups who gave them money tell them to care about. And this is why Trump says he takes no campaign money from them. He asked, so who do you want negotiating for you? Now, there was a brief interruption at the beginning of the campaign speech tonight by a small group of protesters who were chanting "Deport Trump" and "Love over hate," but Trump looked straight at them and said, "Shut up and get out," and they were quickly escorted out. In Springfield, Marianne Manco, WAND News.
It is a clear night again here in central Illinois. Dry air, calm wind out there is leading to a very chilly evening. Temperatures have already dropped back into the mid to upper 30s across much of the area. We're sitting right now at 37 in Decatur. Same thing in Mattoon. Taylorville, we're checking in at 36, still 38 in Jacksonville, and 40 dots the map in Bloomington and in Danville. You can see the clear sky in our Poe Cadillac Buick GMC of Forsyth Tower Cam as we look at the South Shores area. So for the rest of the night, a clear sky. Overnight lows drop back into around the freezing mark. Out the door tomorrow morning, sunny. Grab the shades, but don't forget that jacket, gloves, and stocking hats. 36 is what's going to greet you. Maybe a little less caffeine in the morning. That cool air will hopefully wake you up and get you going. We do have some storms to talk about. I'll let you know when they arrive and what we can expect to see out of those storms. A very important forecast you need to stick around for.
The sales of medical marijuana began today in the state. 5 licensed dispensaries are now open. WAND's Bridget Burnett reports on how far some patients are going to get it.
Those dispensaries are located in Addison, Canton, Marion, Mundelein, and Quincy. More are scheduled to open this month. But for people who need medical marijuana now, the shops aren't opening up fast enough. It's safe to say most know people who take marijuana to calm pain for health-related illnesses. But did you know if you need it, it's not as easily accessible to your fingertips, even with 5 medical marijuana dispensaries now open in Illinois.
At the time, they told me there weren't any dispensaries open, so I might want to wait registering. So I'm still waiting for a dispensary to open in the district that I'm authorized to use.
A cancer patient and one who will go unnamed said he was accepted into the medical cannabis pilot program back in March.
The doctor agreed that it is a viable form of treatment as far as nausea, weight gain.
He's been waiting for medical pot since the spring.
They haven't given me a time frame or anything like that. It's just a matter of keep checking online.
Over in Canton, about 2 hours northwest of Decatur, Salvio Health and Wellness opened its doors. A multiple sclerosis patient was one of the many in line.
If I don't have cannabis, my limbs want to tighten up and I want to curl into a fetal position. I'm just miserable all the time. One puff, and I can stand up and move around. Not the greatest, but at least I can move.
Timothy Stallings traveled 42 miles for the special weed, something this Sangamon County man understands he will have to likely do if he wants it now, because he can only register at one location. With none close, he has to travel.
Hopefully it'll be available before I either don't need it or can't use it anymore.
If he decides to change dispensaries to one closer to Sangamon County, he will have to resubmit his application. Then the health department will either accept it or deny it. If accepted, he can switch districts. I'm Bridget Burnett for WAND News.
Now here's more of what's making news. Decatur Public Schools will have Veterans Day presentations and assemblies this Wednesday. Students will be in class Veterans Day and instead will be out of school the 25th to start a holiday break. A Veterans Stand-Down event is scheduled this Friday. The event will recognize past and present members of the armed services from across Central Illinois. That event will be at the Salvation Army Community Center in Decatur this Friday from 10 until 2. An update to a story we first brought you at 6. The University of Illinois trustees will vote Thursday on a proposed settlement with Professor Stephen Saleta. He sued the university for taking back their job offer because of his controversial tweets. Interim Chancellor Barbara Wilson declined to say whether this settlement includes a job offer or not. Looking ahead to tomorrow, lawmakers return to the state capitol for a special one-day session. The budget crisis has reached its 5th month now. Lawmakers will hear testimony from university leaders about how they're being affected, and subsidized child care could also see debate.
It caused not only hardship on the working families, but the children.
The governor is changing course on how state child care assistance after the break, how the changes are affecting many families in Central Illinois.
Central Illinois' most watched newscast. WAND News at 10.
Well, the governor appears to be backing down on child care subsidy requirements. WAND's Ashley Avaya has a look at what this means for many families.
Across Central Illinois, many families rely on state subsidies to help pay for child care. But earlier this year, because of the budget impasse, Child Care Resource Services was on the chopping block, and Senate Bill 570 was introduced.
And for many, they've already been turned away. So we filed Senate Bill 570.
But to combat that bill, Governor Rauner is backing down. In a statement Monday, his administration announced it would amend the emergency rule it filed at the beginning of the year. But for some in support of Senate Bill 570, that move is not enough.
The devastation has happened already, and for him to say that he's restoring it to 165, that's just not enough.
Annie Yarbrough is a home daycare provider who has had to turn people away.
We still have a lot of families that are suffering, and really pretty much you've decimated the child care program.
While the program may not be back to its original standards, others believe it's a step in the right direction.
More families will be able to access child care, and we have some families in our Early Head Start program who are attending school. That will for sure help those families continue their education so that they can get a better paying job.
But overall, it's all about the state budget.
We have to be able to have a balanced budget and move on, so we have to have some compromises.
One compromise in hopes that one balanced budget will soon follow. Ashley Avaya, WAND News.
Rauner's administration says it's also creating a task force to ensure the program's longevity. All right, on the weather right now, and again, Julie Moore at the desk with us, welcoming back some familiar faces from the past. And
it's been fun so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job.
I'm having a good time.
You're just settling right in.
It's like riding a bike. She was right to the prompter.
Oh, but it's much bigger print now. Back in the day,
it's
it was
in color
very small.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, this was nice on our
This is high
here.
tech.
Only a few things have changed around here.
iPads, new set, just a couple of things. It wasn't bad today, was it?
Oh, it's fabulous.
It was nice. It was a lot of sunshine. It was nice for November. Temps right where they should be for this time of the year. Highs across the area. Upper 50s to around 60. We average this time of the year. 57 degrees. Almanac page for this, the 9th day of November 2015. 58 to 29 was our range. Very close to where we should be. Record high of 74 is going to stand for another year. It takes us back to 1902. We do have some storms to talk about, when they arrive and what we can expect out of them. You don't want to miss the forecast. Stay with us. It's a quiet night tonight on the Stalls Furniture Cam on the Sarah Bush Lincoln WeatherBug Network as we look at the Warrensburg area. No wind out there, clear sky, and that's allowed temperatures to quickly tumble tonight. Most all of us upper 30s to right around 40. Vandalia, we're one of the warm spots at 41. It's 42 in Paris, 37 right now in Decatur, Mattoon, and in Springfield and Lincoln checking in at 36. A little bit warmer in our eastern counties thanks to some clouds that did move through late this afternoon and into this evening as a piece of upper level energy continues to slide across portions of Indiana and back into western Ohio. This system continues to pull away. High pressure anchored just out to the west. Clear sky, dry air, and light breezes allows temperatures to quickly drop off. We don't have anything in the way of clouds above us, so radiational cooling, so all the energy we got from the sunshine today in the form of heat is allowed to escape back out of the Earth's atmosphere. Unlike when we go to bed at night, we put the blanket over the top of us. It traps the heat towards us and keeps us warm. We don't have that proverbial blanket over the top of us tonight, so that's the reason why, once again, we are going to drop back to near freezing. Here is our next system. A trough is digging in across portions of California. You can see that counterclockwise spin almost over the top of Sacramento. This system will eject out into the central plains, continue to deepen as we get into the later part of the day tomorrow and into Wednesday morning, and that's what's going to bring us our chances for showers and some rumbles of thunder. High pressure continues to work overhead tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Beautiful sunshine out the door, but you might want to grab the jacket. A bit on the cool side for the ride to work or school. We're sunny into the afternoon, and again with dry air in place and a southwesterly breeze kicking in on the backside of this area of high pressure, that will allow our temperatures to warm up into the upper 50s to around 60. Then our attention turns to this system. Notice by about 7 o'clock on Wednesday morning, we're dry. It'll start sunny in the morning. It's later on in the day that we're going to start to worry about. So here's the setup. Deep upper level trough will dig in across the central part of the nation. At about 5,000 feet at the 850 millibar level, we'll see another piece of jet come over the top of us, and this is going to be able to produce some very gusty winds if some storms can tap into that energy aloft. We also have the deepening surface low back out to the west. The greatest tornado threat, I really think, is a little bit closer to the surface low, and I'll highlight that here in just a second. So this is a great setup. A lot of warm, moist air pumping in, cold continental polar air on the backside of this wrapping in. So that's when the threat for severe weather will start to come back in. It looks like late in the afternoon into the early evening hours on Wednesday. The Storm Prediction Center has placed an enhanced risk across parts of central Illinois with a slight risk to the north. And I think the greatest tornado threat would be from Petersburg, Springfield, just west of Taylorville, across portions of Montgomery and Macoupin County, with the rest of us, our main threats being the potential for some damaging winds. So our storm matrix, confidence is getting better. The impacts will be fairly high because of the wind threat. And I really think this all starts about 5 o'clock in our western counties, wraps up by around 11 o'clock. We're not expecting much rain. It'll be very windy, though. We could expect wind gusts out of this at 60+ miles per hour. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, and a few tornadoes are possible, especially to the west of I-55. So here's the breakdown. We're dry through the lunch hour. Notice that line of showers and storms fires up along the Mississippi River, approaches the I-55 corridor between about 6 to 7, through the Decatur, Bloomington, also into Vandalia area by 8, and then into east central Illinois by 10, and then it's gone. But behind this system, very tight pressure gradient sets up breezy conditions and much cooler for the day on Thursday. So overnight tonight, we'll expect a clear and cold night, down to 32 for the overnight low. A beautiful day taking shape tomorrow, just a bit on the cool side out the door. 36 at 7 a.m., 58 at lunchtime. We're up to 60 for the high. Sunset is at 4:44. Your St. Mary's Hospital 7-day forecast will bring that chance for showers and storms. And again, 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock is the time frame that we're watching for the strongest storms to roll through. Breezy and much cooler. We'll see some sunshine, though, by late in the day Thursday. Highs in the low 50s. We're back near 50 on Friday. Sunny and warming up over the weekend with highs by Sunday back near 60. Stick with us.
New tonight, more fallout from the University of Missouri this evening. The president abruptly resigned, and now the chancellor is also stepping down. He'll be reassigned at the end of the year. A diversity officer will be hired for the first time ever. This follows weeks of protest over the president's handling of allegations of racism on campus. Jay Gray is in Columbia with the latest.
A celebration after weeks of confrontation on the University of Missouri campus as in battle, University System President Tim Wolf steps down.
I'm resigning as president of the University of Missouri System.
News of the resignation spread quickly across the campus.
I think it was a long time overdue. I think there's been a lot of racial tensions, and I'm glad that something has finally been done.
Students and faculty were angry after they say Wolf failed to react quickly or strongly enough to alleged acts of racism on campus. The school's football team threatened to boycott Saturday's game. Students staged sit-ins, and a graduate student was on the 8th day of a hunger strike demanding Wolf's resignation.
This is a movement and not a moment.
Minority students say they've been met repeatedly with racially charged epithets on campus. And last month, a swastika smeared in human feces was left on a dorm wall.
A lot of people have been shocked and surprised, that this is still going on. And I don't think it is for us or anybody to question what these students say that they're going through.
Please, please use this resignation to heal, not to hate. And let's move forward together for a brighter tomorrow.
A divided campus now searching for a way to heal. Jay Gray, WAND News.
Stick around. Noah Newman has your sports news next.
Including the big shakeup at the U of I. This is WAND News at 10.
Another big shakeup at the U of I today, just a couple months after Tim Beckman lost his job. His former boss loses his. Interim Chancellor Barbara Wilson fired Athletic Director Mike Thomas today after 4+ years at the helm.
He has done a good job of leading DIA through recent challenges, and he is the one who actually requested the outside investigations.
Final reports from those investigations into the football and women's basketball programs were released by the university Monday, and they cleared Mike Thomas of any wrongdoing. Perhaps the only thing Thomas did wrong was hire Tim Beckman.
And as you can tell kind of by the way I am, we're going to be intense.
The investigation, conducted by Chicago law firm Franzik Radelet, paints Beckman as an abusive coach, from allegedly calling injured players sissies to ignoring concussion protocol. It's now clear why Thomas fired Beckman just 1 week before the season started. But in order to move on, Interim Chancellor Barbara Wilson says Thomas also had to go.
It's time to put the distractions of these past months behind us and to put the focus back on the success of our athletic programs.
Paul Kowalczyk has been named the interim athletic director. The former Colorado State and Southern Illinois AD has worked alongside Thomas since 2012.
Now, my first reaction is a little bit of sadness, quite honestly, because I have the utmost respect for Mike, and we're friends, colleagues, and professionals, and I hate to see these things happen.
In a statement, Thomas says he understands the administration's decision to turn the page, and he understands the chancellor's viewpoint that his continued presence may create an ongoing distraction for students, coaches, and staff. As part of the separation agreement, Thomas will receive $2.5 million. And at the end of the day, Wilson says Thomas did a good job.
And under a challenging circumstance, and I'm very grateful to what he's done for us, and really grateful for the way that he's really gracefully stepped out of this position.
All right, big question now is, what are they going to do about the football coach? Interim AD Paul Kowalczyk says they'll wait until the season ends to address that. In the meantime, interim coach Bill Cubit will try to make his case for being the guy. One thing's for sure, it's clear Cubit is emotionally invested in this program, as demonstrated by the pure joy on his face today when talking about fellow Philly native Jihad Ward getting an invitation to the Senior Bowl. Take a listen.
Okay, I just got a package today, a FedEx package. Jihad Ward just got picked for the Senior Bowl. Are you? How can you not? How can you not love that stuff? Golly. I mean, Ain't nobody going to stop this thing. No way.
The play of the day on WAND is brought to you by Menards.
Bears-Chargers, Monday Night Football. Bears dug themselves a 13-0 hole, but they would come back. Jay Cutler to a wide-open Martellus Bennett. Now, the Bears actually took the lead 22-19, but there are 2 minutes left, and the Chargers are on the 46-yard line, so this one's not over yet, still in progress. Stick around, and I'll look at the forecast next.
All right, last look at weather.
Got to wrap this up so you can get home and get to bed, right?
Right away.
What time is it again? 10:30.
It's really late for me.
After bedtime.
Out the door tomorrow morning, maybe a little less coffee. It's going to be a chilly ride. Just stick your head out the window for about 5 seconds. That'll wake you up, right? 36 out the door, 58 on the way home. Green lights both ways. Beautiful, beautiful day as temperatures will actually be a little bit above normal. Your 4 winds RV highs of the day will say upper 50s northeast, low 60s in our southwestern counties. Then all eyes turn to Wednesday, 5 to 11 o'clock. That is a time frame to keep in the back of your mind. Showers, thunderstorms possible. Damaging winds will be the main threats as they roll through here, but still gusty winds Thursday and Friday. Look at those highs, much cooler. 53 on Thursday. We're back near 50 on Friday. Find me on Facebook and on Twitter. You can see the top of the screen right there. I'll have the latest update again tonight and tomorrow.
Thanks, Julie Moore. We'll see you back tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. So excited to be here.